Newsday, 23 November 2023, China's diplomatic activities in South Asia, promoting democratic values. Over the past few years, China's political involvement in South Asia has increased significantly. China's political participation in South Asia has risen dramatically in recent years, ranging from meddling in Sri Lanka's democratic elections to other such actions. Beijing has stepped up its efforts to promote pro-China governance throughout its larger neighborhood, from meddling in Sri Lanka's democratic elections to mediating political disputes in Nepal. China has also used its dominance to finance vital infrastructure projects in the constituencies of pro-China political figures, giving them an advantage over their rivals. These tactics are undermining democratic norms throughout South Asia in addition to strengthening China's imperialist inclinations. Recent actions by the Communist Party of China, CPC, to resolve internal conflicts within the Nepali Communist Party, NCP, have raised global worries. To protect its interests in Nepal, the CPC has been concerned about how political disputes within the NPC may affect it. Beijing has been able to influence policy decisions by expanding its position as a negotiator, which has also undermined the democratic process in Nepali politics. Concerns about Chinese lobbying pushing a more pro-China stance have also been raised by reports of CPC delegates meeting with Nepali lawmakers. Guo Yezhou, vice minister in the party's international liaison department, which oversees contacts with foreign political parties, was recently sent by the CPC to resolve a dispute between two groups. The CPC has fostered ties with the Rajapaksa family in the island nation of Sri Lanka by proposing costly projects like the Matala Rajapaksa International Airport in southern Sri Lanka, which is notoriously referred to as the world's most deserted international airport and is financed by a high-interest loan from a Chinese bank. The Belt and Road Initiative, on the other hand, is actually what improved their connection. In 2015, Chinese financing was used to finance gifts and campaign expenses for Rajapaksa loyalists. After the fruitless campaign ended, the state was forced to repay large loans to Chinese banks for infrastructure projects approved as part of a quid pro quo agreement with former President Mahindra Rajapaksa. Furthermore, in 2017, the Lankans were tricked into leasing their port of Hambantota to China for a 99-year loan when such high-interest debts were not repaid. Political contacts with Beijing have almost always negatively affected the nation, as demonstrated by Sri Lanka's experience. For example, Bangladesh has also been subject to a similar pattern of economic pressure resulting in political control. Today, Bangladesh boasts the most significant number of infrastructure projects constructed with Chinese help in South Asia. China is the country's leading supplier of military weaponry and multi-billion-dollar ongoing projects. China is likewise Bangladesh's and Sri Lanka's largest trading partner in goods. Furthermore, Beijing has made investments in Bangladesh's energy industry as well. But this has also resulted in Bangladesh, like Pakistan and Sri Lanka, asking the IMF for a $4.5 billion rescue to secure its foreign reserves, which appear to be depleting quickly. Chinese investments in this area have shown to be harmful to the nation's political establishment. In recent years, Beijing has also used coercive tactics against Bhutan, a small country. China has made several attempts to sway Bhutan's political leadership in response to the growing border issue between the two nations, including changing the current border arrangements. Beijing has tried to entice an agreement that would be bad for New Delhi's interests but might protect Bhutanese territory from Chinese aggression by offering a package deal to resolve the conflict. Using investments as a weapon for its political invasions. Beijing has taken several other actions besides its political engagement with the nation, such as pushing debt diplomacy in South Asia. Through its Belt and Road Initiatives, BRI, Beijing has not only given South Asian nations loans and investments but also induced economic dependency, which affects the lending nation's political decision-making. Beijing has the economic clout to convert its influence into political clout, primarily used to influence political decisions and win support for China's stances on global issues. This influence also extends to investments in infrastructure projects, such as ports and energy facilities. Furthermore, Beijing's disinformation and propaganda efforts have aimed to sway regional public opinion in favor of a more pro-China administration, considering that the majority of the countries in the region hold regular elections. These tactics have included disseminating misleading information, endorsing particular political groups within various political parties, and dividing society strictly. In addition, as part of these strategies, The CPC has actively contacted political parties ahead of elections. Even while the official scope of these exchanges has primarily been exchanging expertise on cadre management, the CPC has likely been trying to sway choices through forceful tactics like finding allocations. Nepal, Bangladesh, Bhutan, and Sri Lanka are notable nations that have experienced China's invasive strategies. South Asian countries must be cautious of the CPC's political advancements, which could harm the region's democratic goals, given the new threats coming from Beijing. Political parties must ensure that efforts to influence elections through Chinese sources are avoided at all costs, particularly during elections. South Asian nations must also cooperate to develop a coordinated plan to stop coercive actions that jeopardize the region's democratic values.